I'm a hot mess with all my technology stuff I've got set up. But anyway, okay. So today we are going to, for Workshop Wednesday, we are going to talk about a combination of social media and AI. So we've kind of, this has been the theme the last few weeks, but I feel like AI is becoming so big and social media is becoming such a big part of our business that it's just something that we have to continue to talk about. So, I guess to start off, let's do a little poll and go ahead and drop them in the comments here. What are your main social media platforms that you all are using right at the moment? Insta, Facebook and Insta, Facebook and Insta. We got a theme going here. Facebook, Insta, TikTok. Okay. LinkedIn, Angela? Okay. So it seems like the majority, at least we have in common Facebook or Insta. And then some of you have sprinkled in some TikTok. Some of you have sprinkled in some LinkedIn. It looks like we've got Lauren is using Snap. I have not figured that one out when it comes to business, how to integrate that in. But that one's fun. I like to do that with my nephews and use all the fun filters. But okay. So I think we'll keep it then primarily focused on Facebook and Instagram again today, since that seems to be the common thread that we have. How many of you utilize AI? And again, we're just going to use the chat function today so that we can keep the conversation rolling. How many of you guys utilize AI when you're making posts? Give me like a thumbs up or I don't know, occasionally chat GPT, me. Okay. And how many of you have never used AI to make a post? Or maybe used it very, very minimally. Cool. Okay. So the goal today is to get you guys thinking outside of the box and figuring out how we can use AI to leverage back some of our time that we're spending on social media. If you guys are like me from, say even 6 months ago, it can take a long time to get that, like those creative juices flowing to make a post on Facebook that you feel is worthy. You're typing, deleting, typing, deleting, typing, deleting your captions and different things. And I have found some tricks that are super helpful with AI to just kind of removing that process of having to overthink your posts and your social media strategy. So there's a couple different ways that I use AI. We've talked before, ChatGPT has this talking function where you can literally just have a conversation, and it is the best brainstorming tool. So if you have an idea for a post, you can literally just start talking and saying, hey, I want to generate some Facebook content around buyers. Ask me what questions would help you formulate um, the content for me. And then just go back and forth with them. Have a conversation, and it will literally give you something at the end. No, Angela, you can do it. You can do it on the free version, I think. I'm on the 19.99 a month version, and I know for sure you can do it on that, but I'm pretty sure the talking function is on the free version too. You just don't get there's like two different versions of the talking. There's like a slower, more like scaled back version, and then there's one that has like customized voices and different things. But having that conversation, it's a great way to brainstorm ideas. If you're just like, I don't know what to post today, having those conversations can be really helpful. Um, and then really utilizing, we've talked before about the custom GPTs and really using the custom GPTs to create just a custom GPT that is like, I want you to act like a social media expert, and giving it the content text of what you want your output to look like every time. So you don't have to type that prompt every time. If you build it as a custom GPT, then you can just go right in there and start brainstorming in there, and it's going to know kind of the where you're at, where you're starting from, and make things a lot easier. But okay, so today we wanted to hone into really the social media aspect of it and making posts that generate leads. Because how many of you guys would like to generate leads off of social media? How many of you actually have a strategy right now where you tend to generate some leads off of social media? I think that's the hardest thing is trying to figure out that balance of posting a little bit of that personality so that you're helping people know who you are and understand who you are as a person, and also making the content meaningful in a way that it actually has people reaching out to you and generating those leads. My strategy in 2023 and 2024 for Facebook was really all about that getting to know me, right? Helping people just get to know me, but not so much generating leads. And a lot of the leads that I generated weren't off of my own personal social media page. It was off of like marketplace posts that I made, or, KV Core has Listing Booster, those kind of things. Those were the ways that I was generating leads. But the good news is there is a lot of different ways for you to start generating leads right off of your personal page. And we talked about last week the algorithm, what it's looking for, kind of the basic bones of a post, and how you need to have that call to action in it. That call to action is going to be really important in generating leads, making sure that people know that they can reach out to you, that you want them to reach out to you. So making sure you have those call to action can be really important. But when you're tailoring your post, you need to really be clear on who is your audience, what is the message that you're trying to get across. The more concise you are in your post, and the more narrowed down you are in the audience that you're trying to target, the more effective your post is going to be. So, um, I have a spreadsheet that will be ready later today for you guys that'll help you tailor and break down the pieces of information you need to plug in to be able to really craft and target your post to the right people. And so we're going to go over these things, but if you guys want the spreadsheet, jump on our Leverage Agent Facebook group and message us, or on the Leverage Agent page and just message us and let us know that you want that worksheet, and we will get that over to you. But the first thing you need to do is you need to break down who you're trying to reach. Are you trying to focus on buyers? Are you trying to focus on sellers? Or are you trying to focus on attracting both? I would probably eliminate the both to begin with. You want to like niche down real hard on one or the other. Otherwise, you might be crossing and giving mixed messages. So that's your number one, is break down who you're trying to reach and get really clear on that. Now, once you're really clear on that, you need to think about content ideas. What are you trying to get across to them? So let's just walk through like a live exercise here. And you guys go ahead and unmute. We're gonna play like full-fledged mastermind here today. So someone throw out, do you guys want to do something with buyers or sellers?
Buyers.
Sellers. Sellers.
Sellers? Okay. Okay.
Buyers.
Apparently we're doing sellers. All right. So sellers. So let's throw out a few ideas. What are some pain points that sellers have?
Price and sentimentality.
Price and sentimentality. I like
Low
that.
interest-
Giving up their
Low
current
interest rate.
interest rate.
Giving up the rate.
Okay.
No choice. No choices on the buy side.
Okay. All right. So let's go with the low interest rates, because I just watched a video on this. So I feel like I could probably whip out a couple objections to that we could put into a video. Okay. So low interest rates. So I'm assuming in this case, you're getting sellers that don't want to sell because they've got that 3% interest rate and they know that they're going to be getting a 6 or a 6.5% interest rate, right? Okay. And we talked about this recently, kind of some of the objection handlers around that. So what are some objection handlers that you guys would say if someone said, hey, we've got a low interest rate, we don't want to sell? We talked about a few weeks ago, we talked about the overall, like, what is your overall, I can't remember the word you used, Matt, like your overall interest rate when you look at everything, your credit card debt, your car debt, all of that. What is your actual, what was the word you used, Matt? Why can't I remember that?
I don't remember. I probably made it up. I probably said something like, what's your overall net interest?
Yeah, something.
Compound? Was it compound interest rate?
So basically we're talking about like high level. Okay. So that's one thing we could talk about, right? High level, like, are you considering all of your interest rates together and what you could do with that money? Okay. What's another objection handler that we could throw out there around interest rates?
I know we talked about the equity in the house too.
The equity in the house. Yep.
The equity in
Yep.
the appreciation rate is much higher since COVID than, a normal 2 to 4%,
Yep.
depending where you're at.
Yep. So we've got equity. Okay. So we've got overall interest rate. We've got equity. What else we got?
Sellers are willing to give more concessions right now, so you can use that to buy down your rate.
Bingo. That's a good one. Aggregate debt. There you go, Brad. Aggregate debt. We know a lot of these sellers have not only the the low interest rate, but they also have other debt that's looming that they need to shrink down. Another one that they mentioned on this video I watched this morning was, are you going to be living in your home for 10 years? Because between, what was it, 2000 and 2010, the interest rates stayed pretty steady at an average of 6%. So if history repeats itself, which it tends to do, we're potentially going to be in this 6 to 7% range for another 10 years. So are you willing to stay in your house another 10 years? And if the answer is no to that, then you can go into other conversation about that. The interest rate's not changing. How cost of housing is still going to continue to appreciate. Those kind of things. We're not anticipating that the interest rates are going to go down. Everything is signaling that they're not going to.
And the
Okay.
house you might want to buy is going to continue to appreciate too. So buy it now before it gets even more expensive.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So we've got appreciation. Okay. So of these things, let's talk about, okay. So
Can I just do just a quick shout out just to say I want to just thank everyone that no one said marry the house, date the rate. I appreciate you guys. Nice work.
yeah, you can't say that when there's not going to be a good dating pool coming up. They're all going to be the same. Okay.
Valentine's Day almost.
Yeah, that would have fit. That would have fit. Okay, so we're going to do a little vote in the chat. I'm going to give these numbers. So the aggregate debt is going to be number 1. Equity is going to be number 2. Using concessions to do a rate buy down is number 3. And then number 4 would be the appreciation. Are you going to live in your house for 10 years? So which one of those do you guys think we should roll off of? 1, 2, 3, 4. Aggregate. But why y'all picking 2? 1 and 3, 1 and 3, 3 and 4, 1. Okay, so it looks like we got mostly 1. The most ones, if I'm looking right here. Okay, so we're gonna go with the aggregate debt. So let's talk about what are some things that we could talk about when it comes to aggregate debt. What are some of those points we talked about that we could actually put in our video?
I was in a class recently that with a local lender that indicated start paying off some of those high interest credit cards.
Yeah,
and lower that interest rate. Pay
Yeah,
off your cars, pay off your credit cards.
yeah.
Because a lot of people now too are the higher payments are scary and that's an issue for buyers for me. And it's like, okay, well, let's pay off some of those little debts.
All right, let me move my right screen over so you guys can see the right screen. Okay, can you guys see my chat GPT? Eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
Yes.
Okay, I want to make sure I've got 2 screens, which can be a little bit dangerous. Okay, so let's go. I have a chat that is a real estate content creator chat. So now we're going to roll with this. So we've got the credit card debt, the high debt aggregation. So help me craft a post targeted towards sellers that do not want to sell right now because they have a low interest rate on their home. One of the topics we want is how Okay, let's see what they come up with. I haven't tried this yet. So you guys, we're either going to be really fascinated by the results or we're going to be like, want, want. Okay, so hook line, sitting on home equity but drowning in debt. Here's how to flip the script. How many of you guys feel like if you were in credit card debt, that would get you to maybe actually click on the video and watch it? That's a pretty good one. All right, thinking about selling your home. I gotta move this so I can see. Thinking about selling your home, but holding off because of that sweet low interest rate. I get it. But here's the thing. While your mortgage is locked low, your credit card debt, not so much. Those interest rates are sky high. Okay, we've just talked to them about the concept that we were all talking about. A lot of them have high interest rate that they're not thinking of the overall aggregated debt, aggregated interest rate that they have. Right now, homeowners are, okay, I love this. Cut to visual of credit cards stacking up. Right now, homeowners are sitting on record amounts of home equity, equity that could be working for you instead of keeping you stuck in high interest rate debt. And then it says, okay, so split screen, show high interest debt, the other one showing home equity, unlocking financial freedom. By tapping into your home's equity with a HELOC or cash out refinance, you can pay off high interest credit cards, personal loans, or even fund big goals, all while keeping your mortgage payments manageable. You back on screen, smiling confidently. Want to explore how this could work for you? Let's run the numbers and see if using your equity is a smart move. Send me a message. Let's chat. You got your call to action. You've got all this. Honestly, I feel like this pretty much nailed it. What do you guys feel?
I would say the only adjustment I would ask ChatGPT is instead of positioning this as a refi opportunity, how do we leverage this as a sales opportunity?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just totally glazed over that.
But like, let's ask it to change it. Say, hey, instead of refinancing, how do you change the script to introduce a sales opportunity instead of just a refi opportunity?
So, and if you guys ever want to keep this exact script, but just want it to change that, I would say keep the script, but change scene number 3 to be more geared towards selling versus refinancing. So if you want it to keep it and not change the whole thing, make sure that you are very specific in that, because now you can see I've got a different one. Low mortgage rate, high debt. Here's a smart move you haven't considered. So it's changed things up a little bit from that perspective. But now on your 3, you've got what if selling your home could help you wipe out the debt and put you in better financial position long term. Your low rate is great, but your equity could be life changing. Let's make it work for you. So a lot of times I'm using bits and pieces of these. I'm telling it like, hey, I love all of this, but change scene 3, or hey, I love all this, but change scenes 1 through 3. So you're again having that conversation, but in a like, this way, I'm just doing it by text. You can click this button here and use voice mode. It doesn't work well when I'm zoomed live. My bandwidth isn't good enough to make it really function well. But you can use this and you could have that whole conversation with it there. And then at the end, just say, now put this in text so that I can copy and paste. A couple prompts that you're going to want to make sure, or things you're going to want to train your GPT to do when you're doing Facebook like posts or other posts, is make sure to tell it to use relevant emojis and hashtags so that you can make it fun and it's not just text. But I've gotten to the point now where I will have these conversations back and forth, and all I do is copy and paste into my Facebook. Now I have to be really careful because sometimes I copy and I like forget to take off the hook line part, or Would you like me to tweak? Well, that's pretty obvious. You use ChatGPT. But yeah, you can literally just copy and paste and you're good to go on a lot of your posts. So should we do another one? Maybe play around with a buyer example? We've got, what do we got? 6
Go for
minutes
it.
here.
Yeah, go for
So
it.
let's do a buyer example. Do we make it a first-time home buyer or a second-time home buyer? Okay, we're gonna do a second time. Because we all want the listing and the sale. Gonna work. I'm gonna add this in so we don't end up with any refinance talk again. So let's just do the opposite here. We want to address the objection. The interest rates are too high right now. Give me a 120 second. So this time I phrased it a little differently. I don't know if you guys caught that. I asked it to give me a post and then a script to go with the post. So now I've got the posts that I can put on top of my reel separately, where that first one was just the reel script with the hook. So this one, waiting for interest rates to drop. Here's why it could cost you big. Then it just talks about interest rates still rising, competition heating up. The perfect home for your next chapter is out there right now. So you could copy that, paste, and then here's your reel talking about waiting for interest rates to drop, talking about why waiting can actually cost you. Home prices are still going up. More buyers are going to be jumping back in into the market. Buy now, start building equity. And if rates go down later, you can always refinance. And then find a strategy that works for you. How many of you guys could use this to write a post today? To feel confident that you could actually write a post today and do a reel? Do you guys want to know what's real fun? I can't show you this right now because I don't have my phone hooked up to my computer.
Did you
But
just make a
could
pun?
literally, what was that?
Did you just make a pun?
Did I?
Yeah, you said,
You
you
did.
said, do you want to know what's real fun?
Oh, wow. Look at that. I'm usually the nerd that's rolling out with the dad
You can't
jokes,
even help
man.
it. Can't even help it.
So if you want to know, it's real fun. If you guys aren't comfortable yet with your reels and you wanted to take this and you're like, I can't do this. Like the scenes are great. I don't always even take out the scene, like put the scenes in there. Sometimes those take too long. We know based on our class last week or our conversation last week, your talking faces are in right now. So that's perfect for you. Copy this. Go get the Captions app. I think it's $9.99 or $19.99. It's pretty cheap. Paste it in the Captions app. Sit there and stare at your phone and read the script. And you got your reel. Super easy to do. All right. What questions, comments, thoughts do you guys have on this here? Anything?
What you said Captions app. Is there a
Yeah.
specific Captions app that you recommend? I've never
It's
it's
literally
always
called
my problem.
it's literally called Captions.
Okay.
Yep, literally
Is
called Captions.
is that for both platforms or is that just exclusive to the Blue Bubble?
You know, I'm pretty sure it's on both of them. I hope. If not, you got to get an iPhone. I mean, I'm not going to make concessions for poor choices in cell phones.
You just lost smart people.
I'm pretty sure the Captions app is on both, but I don't know. I guess someone with with an Android, go look for the Captions app and let me know. There's a couple other ones that will work too, but that's the one I'm digging. If you still have CapCut, that has a great teleprompter too, but I made the mistake of unloading my or taking the CapCut app off of my phone when it went black, and then now I can't put it back on.
Oh, captions for talking videos. We have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So simple. Copy paste. There's when you get into the captions app, there's on the left side when you start a video, there's like a picture. It looks almost like a document, and you click on it, and then you can paste your script right in there. Just know like the captions app tends to limit it to like a minute and a half. So maybe ask for 90-minute scripts on this. Otherwise, you're going to break it up into 2 videos and have to edit those videos together. So just do your scripts 90 seconds or less. And you can tell this thing, like, how long to make it. So it knows exactly what to do. And yeah. All right. If you
Michelle,
guys,
have you tried using Sora to actually create the reel?
I haven't tried Sora. I have tried like HeyGen and a couple different apps. What's the other one that I use?
It'd be cool. It would be cool to upload that exact GPT into Sora and see what comes out.
Yeah. Does
Yeah.
Sora create, like, I think the thing we need to remember, those can be great to sprinkle in there, but is Sora going to create it where you're doing a talking head of yourself, where people are going to get connected to you? So I would maybe do some like that and make sure you do some that are talking head apps. So they are seeing your face because you're the one they want to work with. So some of those are cool and going to attract certain audiences, but make sure you're still doing talking head ones too. And I'm going to try Sora and see what it looks like. So I can understand if that even might be something to add to the repertoire of apps we've got on here too. All right. If you guys want the worksheet that kind of gives you hey, this is how you break down a post and the things you need to think about, get on our Leverage Agent page and message us, and we will get that sent out to you here later today or tomorrow. And I think we're at time. So we'll let you guys go and be back on Friday for our free
Very cool. Very cool stuff.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Michelle. Wonderful.
Thank you.